Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Thought I'd do a little video to show you what I got for Christmas, and I'm also going to talk about my top 10 films of last year. Sadly I didn't get to do it before the end of the year, but I thought, well, any time as good as any to do it on the 1st of January to get ready for the new year. So yeah, I'll show you what I got for Christmas first. You might notice this little honour sign here. This was given to me by my brother for Christmas. Nice little thing to have for the videos and the channel. So thank you very much for that, Stephen. Very unique gift. I also got this hat, which is a San Francisco Giants. It was worn by one of my favourite DJs recently in his promo for his new album, DJ Shadow. And I just really liked the logo and everything. It's my first baseball type hat, because I usually like basketball ones. So I got this one, San Francisco Giants. That was from my mother-in-law, Deb, so thanks for that. And I also got some really cool replica kind of models. So the first one I got, which was a surprise, I did not expect this at all, is the Grail cup from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which I quite like the gold inside and everything and things. It's really smart. There you go, you can just see a bit like closer there. Very unique, very different. Sadly, when I opened it, I didn't say, "Oh, you chose wisely." But yeah, it was a unique gift there from a family friend, Tony. So thank you very much for that, Tony. And I also got the Hellraiser puzzle box from my mother-in-law. I think some ideas were passed over to her. You just buy me randomly the Hellraiser puzzle box. But yeah, I've always wanted one of these. So I'm quite chuffed to receive one. I think this was just on eBay, but it's like a solid make. It's not like plastic or anything and things. So really chuffed with that. Hellraiser puzzle box. And I also got this little cool Spider-Man holder, which can be used for your phone or anything like that. But for me, it will be used for my PS5 pad for it to carry. And yeah, that's the only thing that I'm allowed downstairs in the living room. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'll go on next to, I've got a couple of books. I got the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. Huge fan of his biography that he did, Total Recall. But I think this is more like a self-help kind of book, or a guide to like how to make you feel better about yourself, I suppose, and how to, you know, do things and stuff in life which will make you feel good. Probably a good start, that, because I've said to myself, this year I might actually start a diet. No idea how I'm going to live without McDonald's. But yeah, it's a cool, I love Arnie, and I wasn't really expecting this actually, because my brother had said, "Oh, you can just have my version when I've finished with it," but I actually got my own copy from his girlfriend Fran, which was very nice to receive. So that is Arnold Schwarzenegger, 7 Tools for Life. Looking forward to that. And I also got from my wife, Hayley, Matthew Perry, rest in peace, Friends, Lovers, and The Big Terrible Thing, which I've heard very, very good things about. Don't really know a great deal about him, other than obviously Chandler in Friends, like everybody knows. But I know he did a few films and things like that, and other TV shows, and sadly passed away last year. But supposed to be quite candid and everything about his life and his issues with substance abuse and things. But I imagine it can't all be that depressing, but because he was the funniest character in Friends, in my opinion. But yeah, great little book to try and read at some point. I'm going on holiday this year, so I'm hoping maybe I might take one if I can get 5 minutes a day at the pool when my daughter's not harassing me to try and read something. So, and I got 3 Blu-rays. I got another 88, The Last Blood, which is apparently Hard Boiled 2, which I was not aware had a sequel. I don't really know anything about this. I picked this up, well, I said I got this for Christmas. I just love the 88 stuff, as you're aware, and I thought I'll pick up this for Christmas. So, well, I asked for it for Christmas and I got it. So this is Hard Boiled 2, The Last Blood. Tremors 2, Aftershocks. This is the sequel to the classic Tremors. It was a straight-to-video release from what I remember. It's got Fred Ward in it, who was in the first one, but no Kevin Bacon. And this is a sequel where for some strange reason they end up having like, they were breeding, but they breed these little versions of like monsters that run around on two little hind legs, and instead of detecting things by hearing like they do on the ground, these ones actually detect you with using a heat-seeking thing what's inside the heads. From what I remember, it's been a long time since I saw it, but Arrow have done this really cool version, which is nice to have with the booklet and everything. And well, I have it, I may as well show you. I also have the original, and they did this as an Arrow exclusive to make it look very similar to the first one. So I have both now, Tremors 1 and 2 in these special editions, so I'm quite chuffed with that. So that's Tremors 2 Aftershocks. And last but not least, I finally got this on 4K, Top Gun Maverick. It's supposed to be absolutely awesome in 4K. I really enjoyed it when I saw it a few years ago now. I think it was not last year, year before actually, when I saw this. It's been a while. But yeah, I picked it up got it for Christmas, so that was cool. Tom Cruise, great actor. This was actually one of the sequels where we thought, oh my God, it's probably going to be a bit cheesy, but it was actually really, really good. Really enjoyed it. So that is Top Gun Maverick. And we'll get on to my top 10 films of the year. So I'll start from 10 and work up to number 1. So number 10, I will say, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which is the new animated version that they did. And I went to see this with my little girl, Holly, who I think I went to see it more really. I kind of dragged her along to see it with me to make me feel less of a child when I sat down to watch it, because I'm a huge fan of the original 80s, 90s TV show. Used to adore it, had all the stuff in my room, had all the figures, everything like that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Hero Turtles as they were, I think, in the UK. I love the film, the old film with the original costumes and things like that, where they used the Jim Henson puppetry. And I didn't really see, I think I saw the second one, but the third one I don't really recall that being going back in time. I didn't think it was very, very good. And I haven't seen any of the Michael Bay ones. But this one, actually, it was really, really good. I mean, it's a while ago since I saw it, but I remember enjoying it and thinking it was quite unique. And I loved Jackie Chan doing the voice for Splinter, Ice Cube doing a voice for the main villain. And I thought the Turtles were pretty good. They were all right. They were all actually voiced by young people, like young teenagers, as opposed to having like adults playing teenage turtles, I suppose. But yeah, no, the animation was gorgeous. Very similar to Spider-Man, which is actually on this list. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's Across the Spider-Verse, sorry. But yeah, that was a surprise that I actually really enjoyed that. So that is number 10, TMT, Mutant Mayhem. Number 9 was a film called The Creator, filmed by Gareth Edwards. Very similar to his Star Wars film that he did years ago, Rogue One, but obviously a unique storyline. Randomly, some people might get this, some people might not. The film reminded me loads of the film with Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child, because it's about this alien race, or I think it's AI or something, and they develop this special weapon, and it's a child. But the way that the main guy is looking after this young girl, who's obviously a special weapon, but their dynamic and how they bounce off and on one another is a little bit similar to the Stone Cold classic, in my opinion, The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. But yeah, it was gorgeous, really, really good sci-fi movie, quite unique, very well, like, you know, actually special effects that stood up, looked good, because obviously there's a heavy use of CGI, but CGI that actually looked good, as opposed to some CGI now which looks absolutely awful. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. I managed to catch that in the last week or so. Didn't think I was going to get a chance to see it, but yeah, I saw The Creator. I really enjoyed that. Number 8 is the film Infinity Pool, by the son of David Cronenberg, Brandon Cronenberg. Huge fan of his previous film Possessor, so I had to go and see the new Infinity Pool, starring the amazing Mia Goth, who also makes an appearance later on in this list. And I think, is it Skarsgård? I can't remember his first name, sorry. I should have maybe written a few bits down before I did this. I just wanted to do it off the cuff though. But yeah, very, very odd body horror kind of film, very unique, original writing, great acting, just very, very, like, you know, it's very, I can't think of the words, it's just like quite uncomfortable, but you can't help watching it, that kind of thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed Infinity Pool. If you like kind of weird sci-fi horror movie. I highly recommend that. Number 7 was John Wick 4, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. Really pleased at the time to actually have to be able to watch this film on my own in the cinema. There was nobody else in the cinema. I think a random couple came in at the beginning, obviously realised that they'd either not seen any John Wick films before, or it was just too much for them, and they got up and left after about half an hour. So then I had the whole entire cinema to myself to watch it, and I absolutely loved it, thoroughly enjoyed it. Keanu Reeves is just fantastic. All the action choreography and everything and stuff just blew me away. I love the scene in Paris on the steps. I love the overhead view with him running around and everything. I thought it was an amazing send-off. Please don't make a 5th one. Please just don't do it. But whether anybody will listen to me, I don't know. Share this, make it go viral. Don't make a John Wick 5. Number 6 is a great little horror movie that came out called Talk to Me, which again was a surprise. I mean, I read about it, always tried to see A24 movies. A24 are always really, really good. And this one didn't disappoint. Made by 2 young YouTube guys. And as a debut, it was just absolutely unbelievable, really. It was so well done. Again, I keep saying this word, very original in its story. This idea of being able to like touch this object and be able to see spirits in front of you and things and get them to like enter your body and then communicate through your body. Another random film it reminded me of, and if it reminded you anybody else of it, I'd be very surprised, is the film Ghost with Patrick Swayze, where Whoopi Goldberg allows him to go inside her body so then he can live in her body and see what she's seeing. It reminded me of that a little bit, but obviously it didn't have the mushy romantic side to it, but I love Ghost, it's a classic. But yeah, that was a really good surprise. So Talk to Me, I highly recommend. Now we're going into top 5 now. So number 5 was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I absolutely love Spider-Man. I'm a big fan of him and of the character. I particularly like the Tom Holland ones. My favourites are probably the Tobey Maguire, because they came out around the time when I was young. But I like the Tom Holland ones a lot as well. Across the recent ones, I think it was Homecoming. Not Homecoming. I can never remember what the last one was called. But yeah, this one was the sequel to the Miles Morales one. I think it's Into the Spider-Verse, I think the first one was called. And yeah, animation, absolutely amazing. Characters, colours, just blows you away when you're watching it on the screen. Went to see it with a friend of mine called Lee, and he really, really enjoyed it as well. And it was just great fun. I mean, again, like feeling like a bit of a kid when you're watching it, but so well written, so well taken very, very seriously, which I like, you know. And sadly, it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. And I was a little bit like, oh, right, okay, I have to do another one. But I think another one's coming out very soon, hopefully this year, I think. But that was a nice little surprise. And I didn't get to see the original on the big screen, so I was chuffed to see the second one on the big screen. So Across the Spider-Verse. Number 4 was Nolan's masterpiece, Oppenheimer. You say masterpiece. I enjoyed Oppenheimer. I thought it was very, very good. Performances, amazing. Cillian Murphy well and truly deserves the Oscar, in my opinion. Finally got that lead role in a Nolan film and didn't disappoint. Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, loads of great performances, and a really, really interesting and good drama that I didn't know really anything about. And yeah, as a film where it's just a lot of people talking, it was a good gripping drama. So yeah, number 4 was Oppenheimer. And it was a choice between these two in this order, but I had to go a little bit higher with this one because I thought it was fantastic. Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. Brilliant, absolutely amazing drama. Didn't really know anything about it, about these Osage, I think, or the Native Indians and Native Americans, sorry. At the time, in this particular time where a lot of the Americans were taking advantage of them because they managed to pursue this, or they managed to obtain this land because they found an oil leak on it. It's a lot more in detail than I can go into in this video. But yeah, amazing performances. Finally, great to see Robert De Niro actually doing something good as opposed to just being stupid and just... I really don't understand what Robert De Niro's been doing for the last few years with these really poor comedies and things like that. I haven't seen The Irishman. That's apparently got him back up a little bit on like you know, with a bit of dignity, in my opinion. I mean, he can do what he wants. He's a multimillionaire and he doesn't have to do all serious dramas, but I'm not really a big fan of him when he's like doing Dirty Grandpa and all that sort of crap. So it was great to see him performing, and he was amazing in that film as well. And so would DiCaprio as well. Quite an understated performance from him. Very not looking at all like he normally does, like, you know, his usual cool self that he performs like something in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Has like a weird like grimace throughout the film, like that, you know, and he's a bit dim in the film, but not as stupid as you think he might be. And I can't remember the name of the lady in the film, but she was really, really good as well. So yeah, I highly recommend that. I think that's on Apple TV now. So Kills of Flower Moon. Top 2. This was tough. I actually forgot that I'd seen it this year. I think it technically came out the year before, but we didn't get it until 23. And it's the sequel to X, and it's Pearl. Mia Goth, as I said before, continues to astonish. I think she's an amazing actress. In that film in particular, where she plays the younger version of the killer from the original film called X, and it takes place when she is younger, and it kind of shows her descent into madness. And an amazing performance-led film, stunningly made, like just looks so good. And I think it was shot back to back with X, and it was all during the lockdown and things, and what they managed to achieve by the look of it. Ty West, I believe. I can't wait for the third one, Maxine. I think hopefully it's coming out in the middle of next year. So yeah, that was one of my favourites, Pearl. And number 1, the most recent that I have seen, and probably won't be a shock to some people because I've been raving about it to everybody, is Godzilla -1. I mean, I said that in my last video. I won't go into too much because I've praised it no end in my last video. What a great film. Just so surprising. Did not see it coming. How much I enjoyed that film. And it was a really good advocate for foreign movies, because I do highly think that they should have more showings in your local multiplexes as opposed to going to like smaller cinemas like Home in Manchester. It was good to see it in a local cinema just down the road from me in Chorley, Real. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Really nice surprise. What are your top 10 films of the year? Please let me know. Put it in the comments. As I keep saying, this year I'm hoping to try and do a little bit more, try and throw in a little bit more information about what I like as opposed to just films. I might talk about music and things like that. I like my meet and greets, as you're aware. I've got my first meet and greet booked in February. I'm going to go and meet Dizzy Rascal in HMV, see him do a performance, and also get him to sign a vinyl that I pre-ordered. I don't know why I did the vinyl, but I think it was a bit of a snap decision. And yeah, so that's the first one coming up. And it's my birthday in a couple of days. I am 40, so feel free to take the mick in the comments about becoming an old man. But yeah, looking forward to it. Got a couple of nights in Liverpool with my wife, so hopefully get to chill out a little bit. So Happy New Year. Hope you all had a good one, and I will catch you again soon. All the best. Bye-bye.